Elandon, I wanted to get your thoughts on the Titans and Steelers losing the game because of COVID, well, postponing it while Steelers is made up. And I want to know what your life has been like with, trying to stay away from it. Have you been able to go out to eat at all? What has your life been like when you've left the building?
Well, us as, players in the Miami Dolphins, we do a great job of, treating it like a bubble. We know the responsibility we have to our families and our Miami Dolphin families with the personnel in the building, with our coaches, with our teammates. So with us, man, we still been on, come to practice and go home mentality and stuff like that. So as Miami Dolphins, that's just how we've been controlling it.
Adam? And a quick follow-up, if I may. When you heard, I don't know if you've heard the news that Florida is relaxing some of its protocols. Restaurants can be full, bars can be full. Does that make you nervous? Do you think that you're still in good hands? What is your reaction to what the state has done?
You can't control what goes on outside of what you can control, but as Miami Dolphins, we just still following our protocol here in our building. As a, you can look at it as a job. We look at each other as family. So we just been doing what we first came in doing, and that's coming in, washing hands, wearing our masks at all times. And I just took mine off to get on this call. Our contact traces and stuff, doing everything that's put in place for us to do and whatnot. I think we've done that well as an organization, and we just gonna have to continue doing it with more and more of everything opening back up.
I guess it's all me on this session. Switching gears, I'm writing a story on Camu. What have you learned about him? What have you been impressed by with what he's done? I guess, did you know him back in the day in New England?
Yeah, me and Camu was drafted in the same class in New England, so we always had a relationship on and off the field. Camu's a great guy, man. I'm pretty sure that's what you're getting from everybody. He comes to work every day, works hard. Off the field, he's an exciting guy to be around and stuff like that. So that's my guy.
Travis?
Hey, Elandon, wanted to ask you about this Sunday's matchup with the Seahawks. We'll see who's out there, but I know they got a couple of guys like Mike Iupati that can really roll up on that second level and kind of bring that physical mentality. Is that something that you really embrace as a player that really takes pride in your own physicality, going up against a team that wants to kind of smash you in the mouth too?
Hey, Travis worded that question. God, I just got out of practice, man. You can't be wording questions like that, man. Now I'm messing with you, but that's what the game is all about. It has its physical aspects to it, and whatnot. And hey, it's football, so just come to play.
How?
Going back to what you said a few minutes ago about not being able to control what goes on outside, obviously that's so true. So given that, how much are you restricting your contact with the outside world? When was the last time you ate at a restaurant or went to a store, stuff like that?
It's been a minute. We went right from training camp to playing games, so it really was no time for none of that. And my wife, she loves to cook, so it's all good.
Hey, Jerome, how you doing, man?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about something away from football here for just a moment. You're pretty involved in the community, both here and back in your hometown. I wanted to ask you what it was like during the pandemic to still try to find a way to give back, and if there's any specific event you can tell us about from this past summer that you were involved in.
Yeah, so a lot of my events, they didn't get canceled. They either got, changed quite a bit. I had the backpack giveaway at my high school. It was originally supposed to be a camp and everything, but with the pandemic, we just decided just to give backpacks away, and that's pretty much all we did. So it was hard. It's definitely still hard, but you just got to find different ways to try to be safe and just get through it.
Josh?
Hey, Jerome, what's going on, man?
Good. How are you?
Good. I wanted to ask about you going up against the rookies, Solomon Kinley and Austin Jackson in practice. Just what have you noticed from them, specifically on Austin? And just, it seems like the offensive line is very new, but they've held it together here the first few weeks.
Yeah, so just right off the bat, they go hard, and they're willing just to get better. They don't matter who they're going up against. They're not afraid to ask questions. Pretty much most of our rookies, they all just come in and pick everybody's brain and just do things the right way. And, guys like that just come in and have that hunger to them. You can just tell they're going to have success. And you can just tell, our O-line has definitely got better and, just continues to get better.
Adam?
Jerome, what was your reaction when you heard about what happened to the Titans, the outbreak they've had, and why are you confident that something similar won't happen in Miami?
My reaction is I was actually surprised, with all the protocols, with all the, the things that we have to go through just to stay safe. For me, it's I'm not going to say it's easy, but, now we adjusted to it. You definitely have the tools to, stay safe. And, I'm pretty confident that we won't have anything like that here. But you just got to be safe and just be cautious of everything you do, on the field and off the field.
Joe?
Big, I actually wanted to ask you about Myles Gaskin. He's from the Seattle area, so I don't know if he grew up a Seahawks fan, but I'm sure he'll be jacked up for this game. Some of us are kind of surprised that he's gotten so many touches in the first few weeks. What did you see from him, even on the practice field and in training camp, that was kind of impressive?
If you've been around here, you're not surprised at all about Myles. He goes hard. He's smart, and he truly works hard. Not just during practice, but outside of practice. Even this week, we had a few days off. I come in and just do some stuff in here. He's on the field doing ladder drills, running. He's a guy that he do way more than what they ask him. And for me, I'm happy to see guys like that just to work hard and get what they deserve. And for him, it's more carries. But if you've been here, nobody's surprised. One-on-ones. He does great in one-on-ones, pass protection. He does it all. So nobody's surprised. For me, I'm definitely happy for him.
Travis?
Hey, Jerome, I've been looking back at some of your snap counts over the last couple of years, and you pretty much play every snap, and you do come off the field sometimes. I'm curious if when they call you off the field for the couple of snaps a year that you do miss, are you kind of like, no, I don't want to do that? Or like, is it hard to get you off the field?
Some of the times it's a little hard, just simply because you can be going, you only can get, play off, 2 plays off. It drains your energy more to run off the field and run back on. You really don't get no water. You just pretty much just running off the field for nothing. But, overall, it's good. But I just try to stay healthy, try to, stay ready, try to stay in the best shape I can. And that's just the credit to it.
Safid?
Jerome, how you doing, man?
Yeah, how you?
Wanted to ask, man, how much do you miss Raekwon? How's he doing? Have you kept in touch with him, over the last couple of weeks?
Oh, yeah, that's my boy. I talked to him a little bit. We talked a little bit of football. But he's good. He's, doing his thing over there. I definitely miss my boy, but I'm definitely happy for him.
This is the first time you guys haven't been on a team, like ever.
Yeah,
met each other.
In a long time, yeah. I know we end up playing them later on, right? So it's definitely going to be cool.
Al?
Hey, Jerome, how's it going?
Good.
I wanted to ask you about the pass rush. What are you seeing out of it that has improved since the first couple of weeks? What did you see in the Jacksonville game that was so much better?
We're starting to gel together. We're starting to really understand, every guy's strengths and weaknesses. So that just comes with time, and we definitely is moving in the right direction when it comes to that. I know the DBs, they're happy because it helps all of us. So it's starting to come together, but we just gotta constantly just improve and get better with doing that.
I just like to have fun. Team, somebody upset, I go cheer them up, warm them up, make them feel better. long as you keep your mind straight the whole game, I feel like you'll produce well, have a decent game. So just try to stay positive all the time.
Barry?
Hi, Preston. When Noah covers you in practice going back to training camp, what's the skill about him which you think could make him a good NFL corner over time?
He got all the tangibles, to be, a great corner in this league one day. He's young right now, he's still learning. But he's a real patient, for him to be a rookie corner, he's really patient. And he's gonna get hands on, he's very physical. And I like Noah out there. I think he's gonna be a great ball player in the years to come. So.
Travis?
Hey, Preston, we're a few episodes into Devontae's cartoon now, and I'm just curious, when are you going to get that cameo, man?
I got to ask Devontae and his team how that work. Hopefully I get a feature in his cartoon. I'll be watching it myself. So I think it's pretty cool. So hopefully I can get a feature in it.
Josh?
Hey, Preston, how's it going, man?
So
Yeah, I wanted to ask, there were specific routes, that week 2 near the goal line, and then last week in Jacksonville on the slant. And I thought that was much tougher coverage against that corner. What did it just mean mentally for you to be able to haul that touchdown in, and knowing that followed up, the week from the drop the week before?
It's more snap and clear mentality. I dropped that pass in the Bills game, and they came to me later that game, but you gotta just move on to the next play. The league is full of contested catches. A lot of DBs are pretty good. It's all about creating space and making contested catches. So that's one thing we just always gotta do. There's always gonna probably be a contested catch of a DB in the area. So.
Joe?
Hey, Preston, I noticed that your snaps went from 61 to 35, and I was wondering if that was planned in terms of just maybe taking some pressure off the knee with 2 games so together.
No, I just we added more personnel and packages. We got different people in the game, so little wildcats and stuff like that. So the snaps tend to go down when you're not in on certain personnel. So.
The question we're all thinking, Byron, how are you feeling? How is your rehab gone? And what do you think your chances of playing on Sunday are?
I feel really good. Rehab has been going it's been on schedule, which is great. Honestly, just day by day. I felt really good today, so we'll see where we're at.
Josh?
Understanding that you're going day by day, Byron, but what kind of challenge as a group does the Seahawks receivers, also Greg Olsen in there present, knowing Russell Wilson's their quarterback?
Yeah, they have a really good receiving core, and it's really the combination of the receiving core and also the quarterback and how he can get the ball to those receivers. So as we've seen in the past 3 games, they're taking deep shots and they're getting big explosive plays. So as a secondary and really as a defense, our job is to eliminate and really minimize those deep shots and those big plays. So they have fast guys, they have strong guys, they have savvy vets. And it's really impressive to watch Russell and how he can pinpoint those deep balls. So that's something that we have to take care of going into the game.
Joe?
Hey, Byron, I was curious, do the doctors and trainers feel that the groin was in any way possibly related to the Achilles?
Not at all. That wasn't a conversation. No, not at all. Groin muscles are just like a weird finicky thing, man. It's they come and they go. I've had hamstrings in the past, never really had a groin like that, but just part of ball. You play long enough, you're gonna get hurt.
Hal?
Hey, Byron, I'm sure you've gone against your share of quarterbacks who were on a roll before, but how do you describe this role that Russell Wilson is on? He has not failed to throw at least 4 touchdown passes in any game this year. How do you describe how hot this guy is?
Yeah, what he's doing down in Seattle is impressive. Like I said earlier, his receiving core, and what the entire offense over there is doing is really creating big plays and explosive plays on a consistent basis. So that's one thing that's a challenge for us, but that's an exciting challenge. You're really going against one of the best in the league at this point. So It's really a good measuring stick as to where our secondary and where our defense is going to be going forward.
Sofin?
Byron, DK Metcalf seems like a Debo on the field, for lack of a better term, man, with the size and his strength. What do those challenges present for you guys as a secondary?
Yeah, you know, he's a guy who really has it all. He's got big speed. He has a really good catching radius. He runs really good routes for someone who's that big. And he is a really good quarterback who puts it on the spot. So it's a challenge. Like I spoke about earlier, it's one of those things where it's a really good opportunity to see where we're at as a defense and as a secondary. We know what the challenge is. We've seen the film, so let's go out there and stop it.
Adam?
Is there a certain threshold you need to reach for you to be comfortable being on the field? Obviously, your speed and agility is such a big part of your game.
Yeah.
You have to reach a certain, not going to be 100%. No one is during the regular season, but I feel like to play.
Well, you just got to keep running through the paces. So, you know, today was a really good challenge today with what we did. And then tomorrow's going to even be a bigger challenge. So as we go along, you continue to push yourself, you gain that confidence, and you start at 50%, you go to 65%, you go to 75%. It's just about the workload and the speed and how the recovery is and how I feel the next day. But I say we're on a good track.
Travis?
Hey, Byron, you mentioned that playing long enough in this league, you're going to get hurt, but you've not really missed a lot of games in your pro career. And something I've heard before is that sometimes it helps a player to kind of get mental reps in from the sideline. Have you had any of that experience the last couple of weeks?
Oh, of course. You know, I played in every single game since I've been in the league. I missed my last game last year, which was the first game I ever missed. But this year, this is the first time I've had to prepare throughout an entire week knowing that I wasn't going to play on last Thursday. So that was different. It was actually it was just different. It's something that I didn't go through. I actually called one of my past friends who's gone through it in the past, and he's given me some really good advice. And it's just like you said, it's really going through the mental reps. It's putting yourself through the paces. It's seeing how a play will develop on the left side of the field, on the right side of the field. You get a chance not just to focus on your matchup, but you get a chance to really focus on, okay, what would it look like if I'm at the nickel position, or if I'm at the left corner position, if I'm at the right corner position. So it really does give you that exercise, that mental exercise that really keeps you sharp. And, just I'm probably taking more notes now than I typically do, but just trying to keep my mind and my body fresh.
Take a couple more, Joe.
So Byron, obviously we're hoping that for most of the season, the team will have you, Xavier, and Noah all available at the same time. When that does happen, what in the first few games have you learned about the potential for the three of you guys as corners?
Yeah, we're still growing. There's no question about that. We have Noah, who's a really talented young rookie, but he just hadn't seen a lot. But I can tell you this, he's probably one of the most impressive young guys I've seen in a very long time. And the way he approaches the game, this kid is here early. He's there early with the coach, looking at film. He's there late. The way he practices and the way he really approaches practice is really impressive for a young guy to understand that. And for me, just to see X, when he came back towards the end of camp, I think his first couple of days, he got like 2 or 3 picks. I'm like, you can see his playmaking ability right away. So it's going to be special, but it's going to take work. You really have to bond together as a unit. It's not just about having just really good players on the roster. You really have to develop a bond and really develop that level of communication that can really lead us to a different level. There's a lot more than just the physical talent. There's a lot of mental talent. There's trusting each other, knowing that this person is going to be where he's supposed to be, knowing you have inside help, outside help, whatever it may be. So we're still developing that, but that's a fun challenge going through the year.
Last one, Hal.
Byron, Joe kind of stole my question, so I'll just ask you a little bit more. I was likewise looking forward to seeing what you and X could do on opposite sides on the outside. How long do you think it will take for you and X to develop the kind of understanding that you would really like to reach, so that you automatically know what each guy is going to be doing?
Yeah, and that's the exciting part, because there's really no timetable on that. There's no script to it. As I watch more film with him and of him, I understand more about him, and the same thing for him watching me. And there's really no timetable to it. It's just playing. It's getting as many reps as you can, talking, in the locker room about it, talking, off the field about it, talking while you're on the field about it, or whatever play you saw, how you feel about it, how you're going to play this, how you're going to play that. It's just, it takes time, but there's no timetable. So that's just something you work on every single day, every single day. Let's keep working on this. Let's keep getting right, and let's keep preparing so that we can be great.